In November of 2017, hackers were running rampant in Fortnite, causing a serious amount of damage. Within a year, the game would be consumed by all types of aiming software and wall hacks. A solution was needed fast. Doing what Epic does best, lawsuit after lawsuit were filed, and while all these cheat companies got the karma they deserved, one lawsuit grabbed headlines worldwide.
Lawsuit versus Epic Games.
Epic Games.
Epic Games is from a 14-year-old
who
is not only cheating inside the game of Fortnite, but also
promoting how to cheat on YouTube.
14. We're talking about someone who at 8 a.m. has to take a science test and at 9 a.m. go to a courtroom to fight a billion-dollar company. To keep a long story short, the kid named Caleb didn't exactly back down from the fight. I mean, I could be a little more honest about that. He actually uploaded a video called "You Guys Can Eat My Once Again." I can't even understand it, but somehow the lawsuit was settled and everyone just moved on. But this got me thinking, was this the most controversial Fortnite moment? Epic was in a lawsuit spree, but this time, someone sued them. Bluehole, the creators of PUBG, claimed that Fortnite's Battle Royale mode was too similar to their creation, and that they infringed their copyright. Obviously, this lawsuit was never going to go anywhere, and a few months later, the case was officially closed. As we moved into the final half of 2018, we were given a ton of new updates, so while a lot of them were great, others were game-breaking. When the Season 6 Battle Pass dropped, it included a skin named Calamity, and she had some interesting features. YouTubers everywhere called it the Jiggle Update, and this embarrassed Epic so much they removed it almost immediately. As the season came to a close, we were given our first true Fortnitemares update. It added zombies onto the map along with shadow stones and glider redeploy, and every single one of these features was met with some pushback. But some of Fortnite's craziest controversies were on the horizon as we came into 2019. With the new year, we jumped into Season 7 and got new snow POIs, a winter-themed map with an amazing Christmas event. But one new feature will cause the game its first player loss since the game was created. Fortnite added planes, finally letting us fly around the island, except these things were a little broken. They will completely destroy builds and the machine gun wiped out entire squads. People are begging for these things to be vaulted. You'd think things couldn't get worse, but the next update introduced the Infinity Blade, single-handedly causing an entire $1 million prize tournament to be ruined. One disaster after another would cause players to leave in masses, and that's when Fortnite found themselves back in the spotlight.
What motivated you and your mom to sue Fortnite?
It was really my mom and my management that did the lawsuit. They think that they're taking advantage of me.
Backpack Kid's parents tried to sue Fortnite for apparently stealing the floss dance, and as usual, they didn't win. It was pretty shocking though, because the dance had already been in the game for a year. But Season 8 would give us a new vehicle to break the game, Ballers, and by the end of the match, there's so many of these things it became Hamster Royale. This was also the season that gave us the destruction of Tilted or Retail Row. Years of waiting for this POI to get annihilated finally happened, and after taking that monumental L, the community then voted to bring back the drum gun, and I'm sure you can guess how that played out. Now luckily all these problems were gone by the World Cup 2019, Fortnite's biggest tournament of all time. It was an amazing competition and everyone loved it, but two of the World Cup finalists were actually exposed for cheating. They were given a 2-week ban and were still able to qualify for the final, and in the end, they won over $150,000. The community was so angry about this that the audience at the World Cup cheered when he was eliminated. This happened around the same time that Epic Games shut down one of the most beloved Fortnite events in the community. Friday Fortnite kickstarted the careers of tons of streamers like Tfue, Mongrel, Cloakzy, but for some reason Epic put a stop to it, probably because of all the official Fortnite tournaments that were about to kick off. And when the competitions did start, we had a lot to deal with. This was thanks to the launch of Season X, which switched up Fortnite more than any other season. Rift zones were added to the game, Tilted Town banned building, while Greasy Grove forced us to dance every couple minutes, and I still have PTSD from this. Over at Retail Row, we were fighting cube monsters, but it got even more ridiculous at Moisty Palms, because you weren't allowed to crouch without becoming a prop. It wasn't just the map that had us scratching our heads, because Season X infamously brought the most hated item to the game, mechs. We thought this was the year of controversy. Now looking back, that award really belongs to 2020, which started off with a bang.
What the f is that? What? Oh my god!
And on the topic of cheaters, there was someone else using aimbot in Season 1 who got punished exactly like everyone else. FaZe Jarvis was one of the biggest Fortnite streamers at the time, and he was permanently banned for making a video while hacking. That's when the entire map flooded, which was pretty cool, but after teasing an Aquaman-themed POI for months, Fortnite dropped their version of Atlantis. Well, bootleg Atlantis. The update introduced Coral Castle, one of the most hated POIs that has ever existed on the island. It took up a quarter of the entire map, and to make matters worse, it was around until the end of Chapter 2. I mean, people always roasted this place. And the season was made even worse by these guys. Season 3 also gave us the most famous lawsuit that has ever happened in the gaming industry. On August 13, 2020, Fortnite activated a feature that let you buy cheaper V-Bucks if you bought from Epic directly. Within hours, Fortnite was banned from Apple and Google devices. Immediately, Epic Games announced a lawsuit against both companies, which is still going on to this day. While it won't be resolved for years, Fortnite mobile players are still being punished. While they're stuck on the flooded map, the rest of us were brought into Season 4, our first crossover season entirely Marvel-themed. A lot of people loved this, a lot of people hated it. Something everyone agreed on was there was way too many mythics. Over the course of the season, we got 12 of them. At one point, 5 were on the map at the same time. It was a little over the top. But the Marvel superheroes weren't the issue, the fake ones were. A set full of customizable heroes was added to the item shop, and people quickly realized that if you made your skin one color, it became pay to win. You could hide in cars, bushes, against walls, it was ridiculous. But collabs didn't become a real problem until 2021, or Chapter 2 Season 5. A lot of fans were expecting a decrease in collabs following, a Marvel season, but somehow there was an increase. You'd often see multiple crossovers per week, and a lot of people felt an overload. As for that cool desert biome, it came with a feature named sand tunneling, and people loved it. But sadly, thanks to a glitch, Epic removed the best feature for practically the entire season. I mean, the brand new feature just completely erased. When we moved into Season 6, it was considered the most controversial season of Chapter 2. The entire map changed to a primal theme, and we were given a completely different loot pool. From bows to crafting, it didn't really feel like Fortnite anymore, and popularity would hit all-time lows. Season 7 launches with new and original weapons, iconic map changes, and an awesome live event. But of course, not controversy-free. Epic Games released a brand new mode of Fortnite called Imposters, which was obviously a carbon copy of Among Us, the biggest game in the world at the time. The developers of Among Us weren't exactly happy about this, and people were super pissed at Epic for not asking permission. Now, they managed to resolve their issues with a supposed official crossover on the way. But that wasn't enough to distract us from the terrible UFO spamming. These things were just way too strong and fired so fast, not to mention they had multiple lives, so every time you shot them down, they would just revive themselves. But there were even bigger threats on the ground. People were combining the recon scanner and the railgun to literally give themselves wall hacks. I mean, look at this. We can see them underneath. Bye. Oh no! These wacky items continued into the final season of Chapter 2, and the new symbiote mythics were also hated because you could just pull people straight through builds. The Season 8 map also left a lot of players disappointed, as the live event teased a ton of destruction, wiping out POIs around the island. But when we logged in the game, nothing changed. It didn't really make a lot of sense, and it kind of ruined the whole impact of the live event. But I gotta admit, we weren't as disappointed as the people who played Fortnite in China. After years of building up their accounts and spending time on the game, Epic decided to shut down this version of Fortnite forever, deleting everyone's accounts without hesitation. Literally no one in China can play Fortnite, and they haven't been able to experience all the amazing new features in 2022, which brought Chapter 3. A completely fresh start with a new map, movement mechanics, and updated loot pool. There was just a few issues. In Season 1, we were faced with some of the weakest shotguns in the game, and Fortnite made SMGs feel like god guns. If you picked up a shotty, it felt like you were just shooting marshmallows. Luckily, when it came to Season 2, we got a ton of updates to shotguns as well as new guns. But with all this new stuff, some fan favorite items were vaulted without warning. Klombo, our beloved dinosaur, was deleted overnight, and the Spider-Man mythic web slingers were also vaulted. But despite being years into the game, this season gave us the most controversial decision Epic Games has ever made. The core feature of Fortnite building was removed. The entire game was split into 2 parts, with zero builds now being a permanent option. I guess only time will tell what will be the most controversial. It's been Tommy, and this has been Top 5 Gaming.